Now let's return to some of the themes you talk about in the book. You say in the book that the combination of multinational medical corporations and the World Health Organization are a threat to national sovereignty. How soon, I'm happy for you to elaborate on that. I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but how soon do you think we will see this threat materialize?
It could be as soon as the next year or two in terms of changes at the WHO. But the World Health Organization badly bungled the COVID pandemic response, very badly bungled it. And as a consequence of that, they're seeking more authority and more power for the next pandemic. It's, this is the logic of how these bureaucracies work. And the World Health Organization is not a disinterested, international observer, as they like to paint themselves. They are beholden to various interests, including the people that fund them. And only a portion of their funding comes from individual nation states. A very large chunk of their funding, in fact, their second largest funder right now, is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So they get a lot of private funding as well. All of that funding comes with strings attached and expectations. If you look at the grants from the Gates Foundation to the WHO, for example, they include very specific information about, we want you to do this project, including these people, hiring and letting these people run it. That money does not sort of come just from goodwill and generosity and, do what you think is best or do what your member states think is best with it. So that makes the World Health Organization a very powerful actor on the world stage. And what they're doing now is actually trying to accrue more power, more unilateral authority to declare emergencies. They just recently reinvented a new category that is lower than an international health emergency. It's sort of a category of a situation of concern where they sort of swoop in and take over and tell the member state where this outbreak or whatever is occurring how to manage it and what to do. And as I and many others, David Bell, my colleague at the Brownstone Institute, former WHO scientist, as we've argued, these all move in the direction of basically giving the Director General of the WHO, an unelected bureaucrat, more and more authority over member states, and basically allows other member states to pressure sovereign nations to fall in line with certain kinds of pandemic responses. And those responses, again, are not necessarily going to serve disinterested parties or to serve the public welfare. Very often they will serve the interest of either the strongest nation state, the strongest, the biggest national benefactors, but also the biggest private benefactors, people like Bill and Melinda Gates, who stand to benefit, who stand to gain both power and profit from certain approaches to pandemic management. Particularly, they've gone all in on a vaccine-only strategy as a way of dealing with a viral outbreak.